Good evening, everyone. So, I am talking about San Francisco tonight. If San Francisco weren't so expensive and so gentrified, that would be one of my top places to live in the U.S. Well, that would be my only place. I don't know, ever since I was a kid, I just think it's just a very beautiful place. I love the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know, I just have a very romantic feelings towards this city. I've been there 3 times. And one time in the winter, in the spring, and the summer. So I never got to experience I don't know what I don't know what it was like in the fall time, but I would love to see it. I definitely, now that I'm on the West Coast and I have quicker access, I definitely want to go back. And I don't know, so I just have a few stories of, like I said, I've been there 3 times. The first time I actually went with by myself, and I actually was visiting a friend who actually lived in Oakland, and I remember, just to get an idea of how expensive the San Francisco Oakland area is, she showed me this starter home, and she's like, guess how much this costs? And I was like, 50,000. She was like, no, actually it's 300,000. This house is a fucking shack. I just was like, yeah. So yeah, it's very expensive. If you've never been there, it's super expensive to live there. But anyways, I spent a lot of my time by myself, just exploring most of San Francisco and just walking around the city. And I just remember just feeling like I want to live here. I mean, I never did, but I liked it. The second time I actually went with a friend, and we did this thing, this plan may have worked out in my 20s, but I would not recommend this at 33. We just decided that we bought plane tickets, and then we were just going to fly out there. We had no hotel reservations, no nothing. So when we landed in the airport, we literally were sitting in SFO all right, well, what are we gonna do tonight? We're just watching people go in their cabs, go everywhere, and we're just 2 bozos in the airport. So we ended up actually staying in outside of San Francisco, because I don't know what the hell was going on at that time. I want to say they were it's during the summertime, so there's a lot of conventions going on, so everything was booked out. So we ended up staying on the outskirts in South San Francisco, and of course shenanigans ensued, and we were bouncing all over the place. It was a lot of fun, but if you don't have the personality to move around like that, or you need to have consistent plans where you're going to stay, I don't recommend it, because I can imagine that would be stressful. But we both had personalities where we're just we kind of went with the flow, and it worked out, and it was a lot of fun. And then thirdly, the third time I was there, I actually went there with my now husband, and he's not like me. He has to have a plan, so there was none of this flying to San Francisco and not having a hotel bullshit. We couldn't do that anymore. So, but we actually stayed in this very vintage hotel. I can't remember where it was, but it actually was really, really nice. It was around Christmas time, and we went. Where did we go? I remember specifically we went to the Golden Gate Bridge, and it was really rainy that day. So we thought we were gonna be cute and walk across this bridge, which we did. But then we got to the end of the bridge where it's in Sausalito or Marina County. I'm sorry, people from San Francisco, no shade. I'm sorry, I should know that. But we were towards the end of the bridge, and then we were walking back, and the sky just opened up, and it was cold. And it was rainy, and our umbrella was the wind was just tossing our umbrella everywhere, and we were just being tossed everywhere. It was just a hot mess, and yeah, all I wanted to do was just get back on the bus, get warm, and go back to the hotel. But I always remember that, because it was just such a nice, well, that day wasn't nice, but the bridge was very nice. As a side note, I would just like to say, I've been on the Golden Gate Bridge before, and it is a very iconic bridge, but then it kind of, once I was on it, I watched this movie called The Bridge. Now, if you don't know what this movie is, it's a documentary about basically people who commit suicide off of the Golden Gate Bridge. So, pre that movie, I was like, oh, this bridge is beautiful, and it still is. But afterwards, it actually took on this creepy tone. I mean, it was, now that I know what happens on that bridge, it was I was looking out to making sure anybody wasn't looking suspicious. There was actually like mist rolling, and it kind of gave this like creepy like air to it. I don't know, but that's kind of like what I think of about the bridge. It's still beautiful, and I still definitely go back. But yeah. So, anyways, my husband and I went and just went back to our hotel room, and that was that. But anyways, I would recommend. I mean, you have to have quite a bit. It's just San Francisco is very expensive. It's a nice place. My dream place to live would be like Russian Hill. I just remember like rolling by there. I was like, God, these houses are so nice. Yeah, they're really expensive. But anyways, so that's just my random story about going through San Francisco. I would go there again, but you need to have coins. No, you need like dollar bills to like live there. No, we're surpassing the coins, but you need to have money to like live there. Anyways, so that's it. Thank you, Lisa, for my rant tonight.